Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Cinema. I am Money Mike, and today, Night of Champion predictions, which I'm glad I don't do these before Monday Night Raw because the old saying, card subject to change, kind of goes into play here. Because Monday Night Raw saw some changes to the card for Saturday's Night of Champions, which I will be live streaming right here on this channel starting at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. So go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button, as I do produce weekly wrestling content here on this channel. And lots to go over here. So let's go ahead and get started. One of the new matches added to the card, Sami Zayn carrying Cross. Now, Karrion Kross has developed a following among the fan base since probably the beginning of the year. There's been a big push for Karrion Kross. Fans have been buying his merchandise. They've been wanting to see his merchandise at the events, and now we are getting Karrion Kross on a PLE against Sami Zayn. Now, likely he is going to be losing, but I do wonder if this is going to lead to anything major for Karrion Kross, like what's going to be the aftermath. There are reports that Kross is potentially his contract coming up. He might not resign, but maybe this is a sign he did. Yeah, I'm kind of curious where this will go for Karrion after Night of Champions, opposed to what will happen at Night of Champions. Yeah, the Saudi crowd, they love Sami Zayn, so this gets him on the card since he wasn't in the King of the Ring finals. But yeah, Sami Zayn, he wins over Karrion Kross. Now, that match is likely the replacement for Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles, as Adam Pearce did say that Dominic Mysterio has an injury, and I kind of wonder, with the WWE kind of sticking to their guns and going to Saudi Arabia, despite everything going on and despite the fact that they shouldn't be going, I do kind of wonder if they gave talent the option not to go, and maybe Dom or AJ said, hey, we don't feel safe going, we're going to skip out. Thus, why we are getting Kross and Sami Zayn. Right after Raw went off the air, Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez was made official in a street fight for Night of Champions. And yeah, I'm kind of curious about this one. I don't know who to pick because if I had to guess, it would probably be Rhea Ripley, just so they could set up a potential tag team match. I'm assuming with Raquel and Roxanne, who seemingly seem to be on the same page tonight. For Evolution, where we might see Rhea get a partner to face Raquel and Roxanne, I'm assuming they'll just freebird it and just have Roxanne inserted as Raquel's tag team partner, and they will defend the tag team titles. But yeah, I'm guessing Rhea Ripley will win here. So I'm guessing maybe this also could have replaced it. I don't know, but yeah, Rhea Ripley over Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. And I imagine this will just do more to progress the story without Liv Morgan and while she is injured. The Bloodline always seems to be fighting each other, and Saturday is no different as we get Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa for the United States Championship. Now, I fully expect Jacob to win, but could we see a new member of the Bloodline debut? But could it be a debut to help Jacob? Because let's be honest, there's family that they could rely on. We've seen, could Jimmy just be the guy that helps fend off Jeff Cobb, JC Mateo? Could we see just Jimmy Uso? Could it be another debut of another family member that helps Jacob? because I don't see Jacob losing the title yet. I feel like Jacob is going to go on a long run. But yeah, I'm kind of curious how this is going to go. Will we see a new member of the Bloodline debut, or will it just be straight up one-on-one? So yeah, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa. I'm going Jacob Fatu to retain the United States Championship. And of course, we now move to the King and Queen of the Ring finals. And I'll have more on the King of the Ring finals in another video on Thursday. Because I've got an interesting opinion about the King of the Ring finals, and I think you guys would be interested in. But let's talk about the Queen of the Ring. We got Asuka versus Jade Cargill. This is an interesting matchup. I'm going to be curious to see how these two kind of mix together, like what their chemistry is going to be in the ring. WWE did tease, kind of, even though it was a commercial break. They teased Asuka and Io having, Asuka was doing an interview. Io came in, and they had a little face off. Io was like, "Hey, I'll be ready for you." So again, it makes you wonder if maybe they're going to set up Io versus Asuka for SummerSlam, which I would absolutely be down for. Now, I did predict Jade Cargill to win the tournament initially, but I don't know. I feel like to me, when I look at the King of the Ring finals, I would much rather prefer the alternatives. And even though I do think Jade is going to win here, because we do have Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax in a last women standing on SmackDown. So, what if Naomi cashes in on Friday night? Jade wins the tournament on Saturday, and we get Jade and Naomi for the title at SummerSlam. Even though technically, I think a lot of people have been predicting Jade wins Queen of the Ring, she wins the title at SummerSlam, and then Naomi cashes in on her. But that would be an interesting twist. What if Naomi cashes in Friday night, Jade wins Saturday, and then we get Jade and Naomi for the title instead at SummerSlam? But yeah, Asuka and Io, I'm kind of more interested in that. I mean, as a fan, at least for me, I'd rather much see Asuka win this than Jade. But honestly, I think prediction wise, I'm going Jade. Then we have the King of the Ring finals, student versus the teacher, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton. Yeah, like I said, I'll have another video on this on Thursday. But yeah, Cody Rhodes is going to win this, which I don't think he really needs the accolade of King of the Ring. It feels like it's a waste almost. Like it really feels more like they took a more interesting storyline in Sammy winning King of the Ring and going on to face Jay, and threw that out the window just for Goldberg and to go the predictable Cody and Randy Orton route, which is kind of boring compared to, say, Sammy versus Jay. I'm just saying. I'll more on that on Thursday. But yeah, honestly, based off the WrestleMania match and then the Backlash match, I would probably prefer Randy Orton versus John Cena again over a second Cody versus John Cena match. But I think Cody is probably going to win. So that's my prediction. Then the main event, John Cena, CM Punk. I'm going to be curious how John Cena retains the championship, because I'm picking Cena to retain the championship here. Even though, what if Seth Rollins, what if this weekend changes the whole complexity of SummerSlam, of what we thought would happen? Instead of Cody versus Cena 2, Seth Rollins chooses to cash in here at Night of Champions. Seth wins the title, and we get Seth and Cody at SummerSlam instead. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like that's a more interesting route to me. Also, Randy versus Cena, again, would be more interesting because Randy versus Cena was a better match than Cody versus Cena. So, again, I would prefer the alternatives here. But, yeah, John Cena, I think he retains the championship over Punk. I think Seth will attempt to cash in, but Roman Reigns or Jey Uso or Sami Zayn, who is going to be in Saudi Arabia now because he has a match with Karrion Kross, will prevent him from cashing in so he doesn't officially cash in and lose the briefcase. So yeah, I'm predicting Seth will tease a cash in, but he'll get thwarted by either Sami, Jey, or even a returning Roman Reigns because let's be honest, just Saudi Arabia is probably like, hey, we'll pay you to make Roman Reigns come back from his vacation. So yeah, those are my predictions. John Cena retains the championship over CM Punk. The likelihood it's probably going to be Cena versus Cody again at SummerSlam. Probably Jade versus Tiffany, maybe Jade versus Nia, depending on what they do at SmackDown. So yeah, comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you want to see win King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring, and do you think, following the pipe bomb of John Cena, that Cena will retain the championship, or will CM Punk walk away once again the WWE Champion? I've been your host, Money Mike, and you've been watching Ringside Cinema.